Hi, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name's Dana, and this is Tuxie Twin Stitches. It's been a while. I've had a lot going on. It's been a stressful few weeks, so I will start with life update first, I guess. A few weeks ago, I took one of my cats, Sammy, into the vet because I thought she had a urinary stone. And so she was on some medication, antibiotics and anti-inflammatory, and they were going to run some tests. So they took an x-ray, and they discovered that she had a urinary stone. And so they changed up her medication, we changed the food she was on, and we were just going to leave it at that until they could figure something out. Well, Sammy was not satisfied with that diagnosis, and last week she decided that she was going to freak out and not be able to urinate. So I woke up to get ready for work, and she was panting. And that's something that you never want to see is someone, an animal having a panic attack. So I rushed her to the emergency vet here in town, and they took her in right away. They gave her a painkiller so that she calmed down a bit, and then they ran some tests, and they realized that the stone had moved and got blocked, so she wasn't able to pee at all, and it was life-threatening. So she had to have emergency surgery on Thursday, and I picked her up on Saturday and brought her home. So she had to stay a couple of days, and those were very, very stressful days. She's home now, and she's resting. She's sitting by my feet, actually, and she's doing really, really well. I did post several photos on Instagram, and so I did want to thank everybody for your well wishes. It meant so much to me and to Sammy and Gervais. Gervais has been the perfect little nurse taking care of his sister. He's been a very good boy, and Sammy's recovering well. She's just taking it easy and resting and getting lots of love and cuddles, aren't you, baby girl? I'm not going to pick her up, but you might see her tail flit by every now and then. So, very stressful, very expensive past few days, but I am just happy to have her back home and on the mend. So, happy Halloween again to everybody. I've got my Halloween mug here with some tea, some de-stressing tea. I have just been exhausted. Exhausted. It's been tough. I feel like once I get one part of my life straightened out, i.e. my job, something else comes up. It's just, life is full of peaks and valleys. So, it's been real, guys. It's been real. After this, I'm going to get my PJs on, and the kitties and I are going to be watching Hocus Pocus, my favorite Halloween movie. I am ashamed to say that this will be my first time this Halloween season watching Hocus Pocus. I have just been so busy with work and so stressed out with Sammy here. I just have not had time to watch it more than once like I usually do. I usually watch it like 10 times. But I'm sure a lot of other viewers watch it several times as well. It's great. On to stitching. Whew. It's been a while. I have a couple FFOs that I want to show you. Sammy, you're tickling my foot. That tickles. This I FFO'd October Wordplay by Brenda Gervais. And I put it on a little wreath, and it's currently hanging on my front door. So, there we go. I think I showed you the finish last video. So I just mounted it on some mat board, and as you can see, I didn't center it properly. I'm still learning. I'm definitely not Priscilla. But I stuck some lace trim on the bottom and some yellow pom-pom trim. And then I also have this like gray and yellow, very autumny fabric that I also stuck on a piece of mat board. And then I glued it onto this wreath, and I stuck some fall picks in it. So, super cute. Pretty easy finish. Again, this is stitched on 18 count Aida that I coffee dyed. Pattern is October Wordplay by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And I used threads I had in my stash. So I'm pretty proud of that. I love it. And I don't have the pattern anymore. I sold it on a stash page on Facebook. Next FFO is this little guy. This is a Barbara Anna design, and it is, sorry, Sammy showing me her belly. She wants a little rub. Hi, baby girl. How you doing? This is from the 2017 fall issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. It's called Sweeping the Garden. Here, I'll show you the picture. Peekaboo. So I used, oh my gosh, I think the only called for color I had was the blue. And miraculously, I just happened to have that color in my stash. Everything else is whatever I had lying around, but I love it. It was a pretty quick stitch. This is on 14 count Aida that I dyed. Oh my gosh, I can't remember how I dyed it, but it turned out like an olivey coffee dyed color. And it's super cute. I love her. I turned it into a pillow. I hand sewed it. This fabric I got at Walmart, and then I used some gray pom-pom trim. Love it. Really, really happy with how that turned out. I finally got a sewing machine. Well, I don't have it here. My mom found it on Kijiji in Ontario, so she's bringing it to me when she comes to visit for Christmas. I'm excited. Excited. Not that, I mean, it doesn't really take long to hand sew something like this, and I don't even know if I did it correctly, but I mean, it hasn't fallen apart yet, so. All right. Finishes. I've got 2 finishes. Not fully finished. This one I just finished Monday. It is Primitive Acorns, Jack and the Cats. That's the cover page. There's no stitched model yet for it. And it's charted in DMC, but I just used a mix of DMC and Valdani. I think a classic color works. There it is. It's on 18 count Aida that I copy dyed. I changed up the ghost's face a bit, and I didn't add the second spider that he's holding because I wasn't going to add either spider. But this top part was looking a little blank, so I was like, I'll screw it. But you'll notice that it's charted for black back stitching. But I was like, well, spider webs are usually like white, gray-ish. So that's what I did. But the cats are really cute. I especially love this one. And then the basket, the pattern in there, I screwed up because you'll notice that it's more like a triangle. And I noticed I had screwed it up, so I just, I fudged it. And I think it looks fine. So, pretty happy with that. I'm not yet sure how I'm going to finish it, but hopefully by next video it will be FFO'd. I don't like to leave things hanging around. It takes me a long time to stitch these, and I'm pretty proud of them, so I don't want them to just lie around. I want to display them, and you know, they make me happy. My next finish, it's like a part finish. I'm calling it a finish. Hi, baby girl. I finished Mrs. Delicious by Lindy Stitches, and Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy, convinced me to purchase this and stitch them because they're so cute. And I guess this is like an FO but also a whip because I have started Mr. Let's see if I can get my floss out of the way. You know what, I'm going to have to take this off the hoop actually because you won't be able to fully see Mrs. So I'll take her off the hoop. So there we go. There's Mrs. And I started on Mr., but I think I made his head too long, so I may have to rip him out. That's why I've put him away for a bit. He has to think about what he's done. But that's okay, because we have turkey for Christmas, too, so he's still relevant. Still relevant. But I love it. I love that corn and the leaves. I didn't include the spider, and I didn't include the bottom motif or the words because I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this yet. But I am doing them face to face. They belong together. They're so cute. And I'm actually using all of the called for thread. No, that's a lie. Most of the called for threads. I bought my threads from 123 Stitch, and they didn't have Gentle Art Crystal Lake, which is the blue, so I got Gentle Art Old Blue paint instead. They didn't have Onyx, Gentle Art Onyx, so I'm using hickory sticks, and that is for the dark, so like his hat and her belly right there. And the kitty cat. And I think that's it, except Gentle Art Oatmeal, I'm just using DMC B52 white, because I didn't think that it would have much of a variegation, and it's just white, so not a big deal. So I'm super excited. I am going to have to continue working on Mr. Delicious, because I do want to finish it. Hopefully by the end of this year. Whips. So I've been sort of monogamous, trying to like just finish things up. So I haven't been doing too much back and forth since the last video. My last Halloween stitch, which won't get done tonight, but hopefully by this weekend, is the October Mini Bunny. I love all of these guys. They are in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. They release 2 every issue, and it's by Eileen Gurak, I think, something like that. Anyways, I have a little over half of the border done, and that's about it. Look at my little needle minder. Isn't she cute? Love her. So that's that. I mean, they're super easy. They only call for 2 colors of DMC, but you could use any 2 colors. I saw someone do it in black and orange. You could use fancy floss. They're super simple, pretty small. The border's a little fiddly. You just have to watch where you put your stitches. For the October one anyway. But let's see. They're 39 by 60. So I really like them. I think they're super cute. So that's that. And I have pulled out my Christmas stitching again. Specifically, Little House Needleworks 3 Snowy Hills. This one's from 2015. Not a whole lot of progress on this. And it's stretched really weird. But anyways, there's the bottom. As you can see, I ran out of floss before finishing that one. Like 4 stitches. That is the bottom part of a tree. And I love these motifs down here. So once I finished the strand of green floss, I moved on to some red. So that's really, really pretty. And look at this little needle minder. The penguin. Reindeer antlers. So cute. I've become obsessed with needle minders. I have to have one on every project now. still have these cheapo project bags though. Oh, I'm gonna show you the pattern. And then my last whip is, oh, I wonder if I have a picture here to show you. I do. It is the Works of Jane Austen Stitch Along. So the first block, this isn't the chart, it's just like a digital image. This is the border that you get when you pay for the pattern. And so you can start on the border, and then the first block, which will be Sense and Sensibility, comes out December 15th, which is Jane Austen's birthday. So working on the border, it's a very pitiful start. I'm doing page by page, so I'm still on page 1. There it is. This is on, oh, I forgot to tell you the fabric for the other ones. Whatever. If you want to know, just ask. This is on 18 count Aida that I dyed a blue-gray using black turtle beans, and I love it. It's a bit lighter in person, but it's dark right now. The lighting's terrible, but I wanted to do this video tonight. There is my little ghosty haunted house needle minder. I know it doesn't really match with the project, but that's okay. It's the only one I had available. Yeah, so that's my, those are my whips. I haven't really had a lot of time for just to sit and stitch. I get in like half an hour here and there because of life, and I get home from work and I'm exhausted. I just drop. So it's been tough. I do want to show you something. It's not really cross-stitch stash related, or really stash related. Well, anyway. I got business cards for the museum. There I am. That's me. I feel so legit now. Too legit. It's awesome. So, do you like my headband? I got this at the dollar store a few years ago. But cross-stitch stash, I don't have any of the books to show you. God, I'm not prepared. Anyways, my parents went to a book sale, and I asked them to look and see if there was any cross-stitch stuff. So they found a whole bunch of books. I'll show you next time if I remember. Some of them are like Better Home and Garden books. Some of them are just leaflet patterns. A lot of them are very 90s, but there are some gorgeous patterns in there. So I'll show you that next time. There's like a stack of them. It was awesome. And so they sent me those the other week. Another thing I wanted to show you related to work. I'm kind of famous. So I am in the Newfoundland and Labrador Almanac. The man who puts this together is actually a pharmacist, and he owns a pharmacy downtown St. John's. And so his grandfather was a man named Gerald S. Doyle, and pretty famous here in Newfoundland. He was sort of a jack of all trades. He wrote folk songs. He wrote poetry. He was also a pharmacist, I believe. He had his own business where they made different medicines. Specifically, they sort of took over the cod liver oil business here in Newfoundland, and they had they sold millions of bottles, and they had their signature blue glass bottle, Gerald S. Doyle cod liver oil. We actually have a few of the empty bottles in our museum collection. Anyway, back then he would also put out an almanac, and so his grandson is now bringing back that tradition and putting out these almanacs. And he came by during the summer and took some photographs and did a little story on the museum. And so there's the building where I work. Super cool. And there's the inside. And oh my gosh, she looks familiar. It's me. I'm in there. I'm in here twice because I'm down here as well. So, yeah. And there's the bottle I was telling you about. The signature blue Gerald S. Doyle cod liver oil bottle. So he came by with copies for everyone who was in the article for the museum, and he inscribed them. There's some Newfoundland ponies, because everyone needs some ponies in their life. There's actually an article in here about Newfoundland ponies with lots of pictures. There's recipes in here, but it's also an almanac, so it tells you about the upcoming dreaded winter that I'm sure we will have. So, moving on to Stitchy Haul, because you probably don't care about that, but I thought I would gloat a little. I don't know. Sammy's here having a nap. I wish I could show her to you guys, but if you go on my Instagram, you can see how she's doing. So my parents went to, they live in Mississauga, Ontario, which is near Toronto, and so they often go to Buffalo, New York, to shop, because you can get a lot of stuff down there that you can't get here in Canada. A lot of the reason is because in Canada we require bilingual packaging, and so it's often very expensive for a lot of companies to put bilingual, to do bilingual packaging for everything. So we'll only get certain flavors of things or certain designs or whatever, because it costs money. So my parents go down there to buy a lot of food that they can't buy here, and I was like, can you go to Joann's, because we don't have Joann's here. I'm looking for Halloween fabric, and they gratefully obliged. But before I show you the Halloween fabric, they also found some other things for me, stitchy, crafty wise. My mom found this cute fabric. She also got some anchor fabric because I'm putting together a nautical themed scrappy quilt because my living room is nautical themed. I knocked something over. It's okay, baby girl. And so she thought that was nice and she got it for me. She thought she was being so clever. She's like, I saw this for you. I saw this and I had to get it for you. It's from Gervais and Sammy. I was like, okay. So I'll give you some background information as to why this is sort of funny. When I first moved here, I lived in a basement apartment. It did not have a washer or dryer. And so I would have to walk. It was about a 20-minute walk to the laundromat. And so almost every weekend I would have to spend an entire day doing my laundry. During the winter, my landlady was like, oh my gosh, you can totally use my laundry machine. Just let me know. And so then I was able to do it, but I still didn't want to bug her all the time, so I just I did it once a week. And now that I've moved into my own condo and it has a washer and dryer, I've just become so lazy. So lazy. And my laundry just like piles up. Or I do it, but I don't put it away. And so my mom saw this. And apparently she just had to buy it for me. So I will stitch this and it will go in my bathroom / laundry room. But it's a dimensions kit. It's a full kit. It comes with the floss and the Ada and I'm sure a needle. Yeah, and a hoop and everything. So it was really cute. And then this is the Halloween fabric they got for me. My mom took pictures and texted them to me, and I was like, I'll take this one and this one. Look at that. It's orange and black striped. And the cool thing is that you could do this like any way. Am I making you dizzy? It's awesome. I love it. I think I'm going to use this in my Jack and the Cats finish. No, that's turkeys. Possibly. Hold on, guys. Meh. We'll see. And then, I'm so excited about this. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Look at the pocket watches. And the pumpkins, and the brooms, and the cauldrons, and the hats. I'll ignore the spiders, but everything else is awesome. So, she got, I think this is like 2 yards. Maybe just 1 yard? I don't know. It was on clearance that weekend, so she just got a whole bunch, and it ended up only being like, I don't know, $4. So, not bad. And the only other thing I actually bought, it's really sad, I know a few people have mentioned Wild Violet cross stitch. The designer has just released like a set of 3 Stitchers tarot cards, like primitive tarot card designs, and they're super cute. But I saw on her Instagram, Wild Violet Cross Stitch Instagram, this, and I had to have it. This is right up my alley. Absolutely love it. So I bought it. Her website, which is doesn't say. Darn. If you Google Wild Violet Cross Stitch, it will come up. So her website, the way that she sells her patterns, is she has 0+, and so you can choose to take the pattern for free, or you can pay whatever amount you would like. So I think I paid her $5 for this. 4 or 5. I can't remember. It's pretty small. 81 by 96. And it's all in one color. I love like the oval shape of it. I just love it. And you could do any color fabric you wanted. You could do any color thread you wanted. The possibilities are endless. So, yeah. My gosh. What are we at? Oh, 36 minutes. Not bad. So, I don't really have any mentions. I've been trying to catch up on Flosstube. Obviously, other more important things have come up. Sorry, guys. My cat's more important. But I do want to thank all of you again for your kind words on my Instagram posts about Sammy. Just thank you. It was really nice having that support system. You know, I live here by myself. I don't have family in Newfoundland. My family is in Ontario. It's half a country away. And, you know, I don't have a lot of close friends here either. So, you know, aside from FaceTiming my mom and dad in a constant panic and calling them every hour, you know, the only other support I really had were you guys, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. How much I appreciate you caring about my cats. That means so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This community is just wonderful, and I know that I'm fairly new and, you know, building up and getting to know everyone, but the people I have communicated with and the people I've gotten to know through this hobby, they're just wonderful. You guys are wonderful. And the fact that you all took the time out to contact me and comment on a post and give your well wishes, even though we've never really met, it really speaks to the kind of people that you guys are. So thank you. Sammy thanks you as well. She's having a little nap here. Hi, baby girl. Gervais thanks you too. He's been a very good boy. You'll notice in other videos he can be a little pain, but he's been very good. He's been my emotional support throughout this whole thing, and so have you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a safe and happy Halloween. I'm going to finish my tea, eat some candy, and watch Hocus Pocus. Thanks, guys. Toodles.